Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. Y'all got here early. Actually, I got here late. That's okay. Thank you for coming by. I do appreciate it. Let me tell you, it's been a hell of a week, and a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of things have come to pass and are on their way. It's going to be a busy time. Hey, everybody in the chat room. Hey, Renee. Hey, Sarah. What's up, Diane? Tim is here. He said Tim's here. And when Tim says he's here for sure. What up, Storm? No memes. Finally, a name I can equivocate. I got formerly known as what? And yeah, I believe that's everybody for the moment except for Rachel. What's up, Rachel? Obi2. And I believe that's everybody for now. And Amanda's Crazy Life just walked in the front door. What's up? Okay. Yeah, y'all, it's been a heck of a week. I got all kinds of things to talk about. And first, no memes sent action figures. I did a video showing them all off, but I got to talk about them. I can at least show pictures of the ones I took, right? Or show the pictures I took. I took a couple of pictures, mainly the N-8 droid, which I have requested a larger version because that is pretty freaking cool, right? These are so cool. Okay. Yeah, Samo is, I don't know. Do y'all mods have like a hierarchy? Because some of y'all are here, some of y'all are not. Sometimes Aussie's not here to say, hit the like button. Hit like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. But this little robot is cool. It's kind of Radio Shacky, kind of Star Warsy. I love it. And I requested a large version of it, about Black Series size. So it would be about yay big, right? About 3.5 inches, right? To include the sticky uppy things. But yeah, those action figures are freaking cool. I mean, well, you know what? I'll show them again. I refer you to the other video. I'm sorry. It took a lot of setup to get them to be able to show, and I don't want to be rustling around. I haven't gotten the plastic storage boxes for them yet, the display boxes, because I've got some area up here I can fill, and they would be perfect up there. So, yeah, those action figures are awesome. I didn't take pictures of all of them. I should have. But no memes. Made them, printed them. I'll show the one on top. Let me show. Okay. He made them, he printed them, he painted them, and he made the card back. That's freaking cool. He did a whole set. All these guys are over there, right? And this one you can actually take out. I've done it. I know it can be done without ripping it apart. See, you're pressing my collector button here, dude. You're pressing the collector button by having something in a package. I want to open it, but I don't want to open it. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Just tell me sound check, okay? Because I'm got my hands full trying to open this thing, right? Do I sound okay? Okay, here we go. And yeah, he painted them front and back. Much better than any Dollar Tree he ever thought about, right? That is the guy he named me, Nathan. And I believe he actually came up with the logo that I'm using. Okay, good deal. I sound good. right? Now, these guys, generally are about the same height. Generally, what am I doing? Can't see nothing. Okay, they're about 3 3/4 inches tall, right? Maybe I should do it this way. They're about 3 3/4 inches tall. So these are really figurines. Cool, still awesome. I mean, it takes a lot of work to get this stuff done. I have done it, and I know what it takes. I made a card back one time. I didn't make a whole set, but yeah, look at that thing. That is freaking great, man. That's awesome. And a reopenable, reclosable pack. You heard the snap, right? By the way, in the world of 3D printing, when you hear a nice solid snap, you get the warm and fuzzies because you know it fits. Even though he didn't print the bubble, he didn't print the bubble. He bought. You could buy these, but still, it's nice to have that. But yeah, and look, one quantum power. Save this. We got a special mail away. Whoops, for J. Del Wrench. J. Del Wrench is cool. His left side got blown up, so he's a cyborg. I'm not going to show the whole set because I did that in another video, and that was cool. The fact that I can inspire even just a little bit. Now, he came up with all these characters, okay? Except for the Men in Black guy. I kind of came up with him, right? Well, I didn't come up with him. I came up with the phrase, do not butter the bread of confusion, which is so cool. That's such a fun phrase, okay? He put it on there. That's my phrase. He tagged it to the Men in Black. And like I said in the chat, got the mushroom coffee going. And yeah, I'm going to go to the store, Great Escape. They have collector supplies. I'm not going to buy the big bulk of it because I don't have that many carded figures that I want to display as I show all carded figures. I don't want to display them. They're kind of like in bulk, right? So, yeah. Right. Saw the whole set on another video. I was gone most of the day today, running around. So I didn't have a chance to set up to where we could show the video right now, but it's just a few minute long video. And, yeah, that whole set is out there. John, you knocked it out of the Quantum Park for real. They look great. And that, right? So they're going to get the royal treatment. I'm going to I have a shelf that I took from my other place before I moved here. It's been sitting in there doing nothing with brackets to go over a door. Well, I got a door. I got a reason to have them up there now, right? So they're going to be displayed either above that door or above my closet door here. And yeah, that. So, and the next thing I was wanting to talk about was the phone call and the sign that it was for me, right? Here's how it went. I got a text. Hey, Nathan, could you please call me? It's nothing bad. And it's my manager, my office manager. And I'm like, it's always something bad, right? So I call her. And short form, they're opening an office in Fort Worth. I told this in the other video. They're opening a new facility in Fort Worth. And while they have someone there, that person is not really up to defining the process, getting the office set up, getting, a workflow set up, like writing a kind of a manual of how to do it, right? And she asked me to do that. And they're going to send me over there. I'm not driving it, right? That's a long drive. I've done that. It's like 10 hours or something from here. So I'm going to be going, or 12 hours from Dallas to here. It's Dallas, Fort Worth. Hey, they all want to say Fort Worth. It's just easier to say Dallas, right? Just say Dallas. It's not like you cross a border or anything from one place to another. It's like tax purposes. There's no border, right? Dallas, Fort Worth is one place. It's they used to be two places, but now they're one place. Ever since the TV show, it got to be one place with Fort Worth, right? So, they are, Samo, they are doing that, and they're taking care of most of the expenses while I will be there. So, one, I've got it on my calendar over here. One, maybe two quantum shows, Dallas, right? Dallas, Fort Worth. One, maybe two. We'll see. Nobody knows what's going to happen. They have plans. They have a plan, but we know how plans happen, right? I didn't plan to have surgery in less than a month now. I didn't plan on that, but that kind of just happened. And okay, right. And of course, I said yes. And because I'm up to it, I don't care what medical stuff I've got to do. I've been doing it. I'm a big boy. I'm grown up. I'm a tough guy. And well, kind of. Well, hell yeah, government certified badass right here. Okay. Oh, they will. They will. They are. They will. And hell yeah, 2 shows in a row and any shorts I can think of. I'll be watching. I'll be watching for stuff to happen. But right after I said yes and got off the phone with her, I was like, you know what? It's time for coffee. So I took one. I've got both of the alien girl mugs, right? The lefty and this one. I go in the kitchen and I'm readying a cup of coffee and I look over at the dishes and well, I see, let me see, do I have it? I took a picture because I tried to document things. Okay. Now, I don't know if you could see this, but I took a picture. I looked over next to the coffee maker. The other alien girl mug was there. So I took that picture and then the moth, who I'd never seen before and haven't seen since, by the way, was right there on the mug. Now, a lot of people would be like, well, you have a bug problem. I'm like, no, that is a sign. Right after, I was like, sure, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Click, go get coffee. And there it was, waiting for me there. So I'm taking that as a sign because those who know to see understand. And it takes empathy too. I'm thinking it takes empathy to recognize when the things happen, to see that's for you or that's not for you. That was for me. So I'm running with it. When the universe says, here you go, you take it. You say thank you, and I will do my best. Tim DJ Wardove says the chaplain assistant is always secretly badass, sometimes as overtly as the compact cooks. Yep. You know what? I was authorized. They didn't let me because it was the people. It was the people we were dealing with. I was authorized to carry as many weapons as I could get qualified on. Could you imagine me being in the field with a grenade belt and an M203, M16? They wanted me to carry a saw. I didn't want one. They're too big and bulky and stupid. But hey, Aussie, you made it. Great to see you. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'm getting into things that have been going on during the week. And this is all 1 week, guys. 1 week, all this stuff has happened. Okay. They wouldn't let me. The units, both units, Fort Bliss and Germany, both said we don't have enough 9mm weapons for every officer and you. And I was like, we are the United States Army, and you're saying we're short on 9mm pistols? Give me a break. Yeah, they just didn't want to. They just didn't want to issue me one. But I did qualify. I did qualify up there. Well, it wasn't even official, right? I was just there with some lieutenant, one of the lieutenants from our unit, Tim, in Germany, and I mentioned I was authorized, and I shot the target, but it wasn't. I think he was blowing off rounds, and he had rounds left, so I shot the target, and I shot well, but I didn't. I need to stop saying I qualify, because I didn't qualify on an IML, because to qualify, you have to be issued. And I was never issued one. And yeah, I did carry a big freaking knife. Not that one, but a different knife. A different knife. A big fucking knife. Right? Big knife. And after a while, I started carrying that one. By the way, I think, yeah, I did tell y'all about the pocket knife that I found. That's not it. But this actually has a story too. I'm not going into it. I was meant to have that. I was meant to carry a Leatherman, okay? Because I had one gifted to me, and it got lost in the field. 100% lost in the field. And then a friend of mine gave me another one. Just like it, except blacked out, right? And yes, Tim, I must defend the chaplain at all costs. Hence the big freaking knife. But the knife that I had was one of these. I showed it on Facebook. I'm not sure if I showed it here, right? This is a Gerber Magnum 600, right? The original Gerber Magnums are like highly vintage, and I want one. But let me tell you, this thing, it looks like nothing special, right? It's not serrated. It's just a pocket knife. It's not huge. It's like a 3-inch blade, 3.5-inch. What is it? I got a ruler. Okay, Nathan, don't poke your eye out on stage. Yeah, 3.5, almost a 3.5-inch blade. Almost 3.5 inches. So don't stab yourself on stage. Okay, so there's nothing fancy about it, but this handle makes it feel like a tool. Oh yeah, that. Yes, it is. Oh boy, so satisfying. Such a nice little click, right? Oh, love it. All the clicks. And well, I don't know if I told the story, and I think I might not tell the story right now because I got other things to tell y'all about. But that and that was, let me tell you the story of that, right? Oh, by the way, did I show y'all? Did I go over this before? That's a message coming through, right? I don't know if I went over this before, but I'll go ahead and do it again. I didn't know this was called a Magnum. I didn't know it was called a Magnum. I thought it was called something else. So I went looking for it, and I found this one, the Magnum Junior. Oh, it is almost it's the apple cutter version, right? This is the car fixer, and this is the apple fixer. This is the Magnum Junior, like 2.5 inches. I didn't measure; it's not important, right? But it's the same, just tiny, right? This one's for apples. I bought this one first, thinking it was one of these. This was more expensive. Not that I care about it. They were both cheap, since they're old and undervalued. But yeah, the story of the previous one of these is got sent to Germany. Tim, do you remember that black handle knife I used to carry? That's the one I found there. I found it there. And it is great to have the set. And one for the pocket, one for the boot if I ever get a sheath for it, Do you remember that knife? I used to carry it I carried it in Germany, and years later after that, it lasted forever. It got stolen because people suck. But anyway, the quick story, I got assigned to Germany. I had to go clean the room after the dude left, and he left a bunch of junk under the bed. The knife was in the junk. It was like a shoe and a glove, not military issue, and that knife. And I thought, that's pretty cool. I'll keep it. It didn't seem to be anything special, but it is one of the highest quality things you could get. Above all these new fancy things that click and safeties and they look space age, you know what? That one, okay? That one has survived. Tim remembers it. And well, the reason I got either one of them, plus a handful of action figures, I took my own advice. Little things to make you feel good in times of trouble. Okay. And I'm in times of trouble right now. This health stuff. And it really was pushing me to a dark place. And my stuff manifests as anger. So I was getting angry, staying angry, and was just about to do something about it, which would have landed me in jail, by the way. Was just about to do something about it when I remembered my own advice and I had some help from the other side, right? And I pulled through. So here we are on the Quantum Show, right? But yeah, it gets like that sometimes. So didn't go to jail. Point achievement unlocked. Didn't go to jail and lived to get that assignment to go to Fort Worth new facility. Freaking amazing. I am loving it. I am the most, and you know what? I hope everyone there is watching. I am the most qualified of my entire office, aside from my office manager, to go and do something like that. She didn't want to do it. Fine. And they did choose me to do it because I'm not going to get too far into it, but it's like I was the first one considered, the last one asked. I'm like, what? Why would you even tell me that? Don't tell me that. Just say, we thought of you first, Nathan. We have ultimate faith in you. We know you can do this. Hoorah. But they didn't say that, right? But that's what they should have said. Take note. And yeah, I'm not broadcasting from the clink, right? I would have had the butt phone going, hey, everybody, we're back to 360p. They gave me this cool jumpsuit. No. You're not allowed to have phones in jail. You have to sneak them in via the butt. I shout out. I can't remember his name right now, but he lives in Florida and he is red-haired, and he talks about don't go to jail and the wood chipper, that guy. I'm sure you've seen him, right? But yeah, I didn't. I managed to get out of that funk and got my assignment, and that was cool. And okay, yeah, the intervention from the other side was very welcome and very much needed. And I'm glad I took the step to reach out to them, to her. It was Xena, yes, for her to intervene, and it helped. Okay. So that kept everything fine and I can't take credit for it myself. And it was all of y'all knowing that y'all are thinking about this stuff. These action figures came after the fact, but knowing they were in the works, that was pretty damn cool, right? And that helped too. No memes. 100%, dude. 100%. You have no idea. Yeah. They actually make special editions of phones that are full Android phones, and they're about as big as a key fob, a small. They're a little bit bigger than this, right? But they are full Android phones. I don't know if that's a sad thing or not. I know they don't really make them waterproof, but I think they make them water resistant. So, but I don't need one. I don't need one. So I'm not going to go on eBay looking for one in prep for needing it. Not going to happen because I got something to do. And now I have a goal. It's going to be busy. Okay. Because they got me working. By the way, today is the 14th. I'm going to do the quantum show on Friday. This next week is going to be on Friday because I have to work Saturday because my other coworker is taking off. They're gallivanting around again. So I'm working Saturday. I'm just going to take Saturday. It'll be on Friday. So this coming up show will be on Friday. Next week's show will be on Friday, not Saturday. And then I go to work on Saturday till 10. And then I go to work on Sunday. And then I fly out in the morning after working Sunday night. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a busy 3 days. So I'm going to try to not dirty up all my clothes because Thursday, Friday is when I usually am doing clothes. I won't have a chance to now, right? This after this week. So I'm just going to take them one day. I'm going to take them after wearing them one day. So that's like 4 pairs of pants, 4 shirts, etc. Okay. And yeah, show on Friday. The show will be on Friday. I'm not going to be doing anything else. Maybe washing clothes. I don't know. But yeah, that. So, and it's like this is the universe. The moth was the sign. That was a sign. Now I had already received the message. She'd already talked to me, and I already talked to the facilities manager that this is what they're going for, right? So that's cool. And yeah, yeah, that's why God made Febreze. Yeah, and Samo is chat room. Next week's show will be on Friday. It will be on Friday. That's just the way the force works. Because the universe says do this, you do this, or you do your best to do this. Okay. Now, Samo, you and Dorothy are tracking so good. Dorothy is not here at the moment, I don't think. But Samo, you and Dorothy are really tracking, and you're helping me put the points together about the noise. Remember the noise? That was that giant tree. I wanted it to be Bigfoot. I admit I wanted it to be Bigfoot. It was not Bigfoot. It was Big Tree. And that also answers the question. I wasn't around, or was I? If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a noise? I can say yes. So remember the first video? I went out and I walked around the corner. I compared them side by side. I walked around the corner, and then I went out today, and there's a second tree down. Second tree down. And I'm going to have to look again because I thought it fell the first time. And I made a little short saying, I think the big noise that I went and I wanted it to be Bigfoot. I wanted Bigfoot, but I got Big Tree. I heard the noise. I went out and investigated. I didn't see nothing because, well, a tree only falls once, and once it's down, it's down. But I didn't go all the way back there. Remember, I saw one tree, not two trees. So a second tree fell. That's nuts. Oh, and I don't think the church knows about the second tree. The first tree, I know they knew about because I was told through the grapevine locally that it was going to cost $2,000 to get it. And yeah, it was the big old tree. And yeah, I really want it, or big deer, or big cow, or something, right? Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. For all I know, Bigfoot fell out of the tree and took the tree with him. There we go. Bigfoot took the tree out. He's taking trees out all the time. So, so yeah, yeah. But logic speaks. The ground was very heavily soaked prior to falling, and it was an old tree. And it was right next to the full creek. It had been raining. It's been raining a lot lately. So logic says, Samo, yeah, Samo, you're right. But thinking positive, Bigfoot took them trees out and took off. That's what happened. Proved me wrong. Bigfoot took the tree out. So, and I documented the gravestones they put out there, which is weird because the people's names on those gravestones are at the front of the cemetery. I thought. I know there are two up there, and they're Civil War era. There's one up there from Revolution. I'll have to recheck. I didn't think to recheck while I was out there today. That's okay. And so their $2,000 bill went up. Now it's going to be a lot more because the one tree was about 18 inches around, which is a pretty good tree, pretty good sized tree. The other one was about 4 feet around. That was a big honking tree. And I mentioned, check it out. This is the difference between this person and me. I mentioned to him, if I only had a chainsaw, I'd go over there and at least cut some wood up, cut the tree up so somebody can go, and I'm not going to carry it out, but I can cut it up. And that person said, well, that would be such a waste. Waste of fuel, waste of time. It would be a waste. I'm like, why would it be a waste? Because that's not your responsibility. It's on the church. I'm like, you know what? That's the difference between someone who thinks of them and someone who thinks outside of that. I think outside of myself. I try. And it didn't even occur to me to blame the church. It occurred to me to help the church. And you know what happens when you help the church? On this level of reality, you get a tax deduction. How much do they charge to cut up that stuff? Right? Just to do the cutting. What would be like $40 an hour, $30 an hour, write off, tax write off, charitable donation. If I had a chainsaw, I thought about buying a chainsaw, but now I got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm not going to buy a chainsaw. But yeah, and plus I don't know, I feel like since I got put here, the universe put me here. The universe put us all where they need us, right? That I have been put in kind of guardianship, protecting that area, at least as a watch out, as a lookout to watch out for things, to look out for things and report. At least that. A small guardian. Because I live this is the old pastor's house. I mean, I'm not the pastor, but look at the car. Looks like a preacher lives here. But it never occurred to me that I should blame the church. No, I should help the church because I'm here. And the person I was talking to, he's a very bad neighbor. Because if my neighbor has problems, of course I'm going to offer to help. when I didn't record it. I don't think I even got it on dash cam, but a tree fell across the road over here. And I got out of my little red car. This is a couple of years ago. And I started pulling that tree out of the road. A guy with a tractor showed up. So I was like, the cavalry's here. But I did get out. I didn't have my gloves with me. So, but yeah, when you're in a place to do some good, do some good. You know, when you're in a place to do some good, you were meant to be there. You're in a place to do some good. So do that good. You know, just because it ain't responsibility aside, you're put there. I'm put here. Now, I just found that tree down today. I didn't even have a chance to go buy a chainsaw and learn to work it and go out there and start cutting up trees. Okay? But if I had one, I would have done it, and I wouldn't have felt like I was being wasteful or being taken advantage of. No one asked me to do it. No one asked me to report it. They wouldn't have found that they wouldn't have found any of it until today. But I still this week now, I can't do anything about it now because they know about it, and I've got some I got a full schedule for the next after this week. Anything going on this week? Not really. Just an extra day of work. Early show coming up. So that, right? And all of this is like the things are falling into place. That's what the graphic was about, right? That's what that graphic was about. Falling into place. Come on now. Falling into place. I'll go ahead and show it. I'll show the graphic that I chose for today. That's me looking at the blocks being stacked, going right into place. That's what this graphic is all about. I wasn't really describing everything very well, and it came up with the crazy stuff. By the way, when you say to an AI gray alien, you get this realistic looking one. If you say green alien, you get cartoons. Very different. Yeah. So that's what this is. I am watching things fall into place. And the two ships up top are forces out of my control. The blocks on bottom are like Tetris blocks being put right where they need to be. And I am there on the sidelines while things are happening. Right? So that's where that comes from. Because things are falling into place. I got this work opportunity. It's not, I mean, it's an assignment. And they don't look at it as a big deal. But what happened right before at work? Somebody reported me to HR. I know who it was. I got your number, buddy. I know who it was. And then right after that at work, the next incident was I get assigned to start a new office. Looks like your stuff backfired, buddy. You can live in spite. That's all you can do. You can live experiencing all the spite. And he ain't going. I'm going. He ain't qualified to go. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You know who I'm talking to. You know I'm talking to you. You ain't qualified to go, buddy. You're qualified to sit right there and do your thing there. So, whatever. Choose, baby. All right, Amanda apparently had to go into the crazy life quantum realm, and now she's back. Welcome back, Amanda. Yeah, I was just talking about the way things happen at work, and I'm glad I didn't end up in jail. And somebody tried to get me in trouble, and now I'm like on their leading edge of let's get her done. Starting a new office in Dallas? Hell yeah. And I was literally on the phone with my manager saying, yeah, yeah, hell yeah, yeah, yeah. And she was like, I'll let them know about your enthusiasm. I'm like, yeah, okay, do that. You do that. So yeah, things are really starting to work out, right? And oh, by the way, uh, oh yeah, they need me. They need me, right? Because there's a funny little thing in my job. They either hire ultra experienced people or people from Walmart, right? There's like seems to be no in between. And me and my office manager are the only ones who went to office school. I mean, I did it in the army and then it was part of my degree. Uh yeah, it's an associate's degree, but look at who they chose. Who did they not choose? The other people, right? One ducked out, but the other people. Anyway, um, but things are falling into place. And this is going to be it's going to be nice. They're not charging me for for the expenses. They're covering them, right? And I found out we're going to have there's going to be a second person come along. So he can have the car. I don't care. I'll buy a scooter when I'm there or something. Or just hit up Facebook Marketplace. You know, they got cheap cars in Dallas all over. Yeah, hit up Facebook Marketplace, buy a beater, and then give it to somebody because they will more than cover the cost of, I mean, just my regular check. But whatever. I'm not bragging. I'm grateful that all this is happening. And I'm going to be reporting. And I'm still thinking about them awesome action figures. I can't wait to get them up there and have them in a nice, safe place because they're still in the box that you sent them in, right? And they're safe, but I don't want to have to undo the box every time because your packing ability is top notch, also, dude. But yeah, all this stuff is things just fall into place, and the moth on the cup right after the phone call, that was something. That was a sign when you know to look for them. And it's not my subconscious saying, "Hey, make this up and make it feel good." No, because this stuff never happens. I mean, those things never seen the moth before, and I hadn't seen him since. Where'd he go? He's a moth. You know, he's a pretty good sized one too. So that's that. And okay, let me tell you, if you get into a bad place, I was in a bad place earlier in the week. It had been building up with all of this, the health stuff, and other things happening, other people going through what they're going through. Look for your guide. Talk to your guide. My guide came through like a bulldozer. It was good. It was good. Sorry, I'm still emotional about it because it was really a strong, almost overwhelming instance of when she came through. Okay. They're there for you. You're in your situation because this is what we all signed up for. This is what you signed up for. This is what I signed up for. And they're not going to let us fail. They'll let us choose, but they won't let us fail. And oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There will be plenty of barbecue. I've never spent time in that city, but I will definitely be doing quantum barbecue up there for sure. And there was this guy in East Tennessee when I was living out there. He opened up a barbecue place in Carthage, and on the side on the wall he painted, you know, your mural. He the mural and pig, and he told everybody it was a Texas thing. It's not a Texas thing. It's not. It's something he made up to be different, which is fine. But they don't say that in Texas. They don't just put pig on there as like we serve pig. No, they don't do that. That was a local rumor, and it was local BS. So, oh yeah, and real tacos, yeah. Hell yeah. Barbecue tacos, Tex-Mex style. They're good at Tex-Mex in the area. I have stopped to eat, but I haven't spent any time. I know, right? I know. The food part of the show is usually hell for the panel, but here we are talking about barbecue Texas tacos and all that. Yes, quantum barbecue has to be a thing now. Since it's a thing now, it's always been a thing. Trademark. DJ Wardove, Nathan Public Quantum Show, 2025. You heard it here first. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, I have not been given the flashing light yet, but like and subscribe if you're here. Your quantum of all the videos, all the funny cats looking on the internet, you ended up here. Your quantum, and I wanted to show y'all when I'm doing a show. I've started to do this, and it keeps me focused on the camera when there's no one to look at on the screen. Okay. And it works. This is what I'm when I'm not operating the screen like right now. This is what I'm looking at to keep me focused on the camera. See, that's the camera, and that's R2 filming. He's directing. So it helps, right? And the other day, you know what? Let's go through some pictures. Let me see. What did I get? What did I get on here? Oh, yeah, I got blogged. Buddy from the Legion, she has a local blog. And she put me on it. And she said, I'm a very good looking man. I was like, oh, yeah, you're saying all the right words, lady. That is the way to get me to cooperate. You're a good looking man. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Let's see. I did not a photo shoot, but I did comparison to. This is all this week, right? That's my guy on the left, the Void Trooper. And I think I mentioned it, and John, you heard it. Void Trooper, and he's of the Void, right? Quantum fused armor. And I don't know. I just set him up, right? I just set him up with a nice white backdrop so you could see. And I haven't done a green one because, well, the guy came green and I wanted to make it different. I did 2 different versions of him. 2 different helmets. Oh, yeah. Samo is at the light right now. If you're here, you're part of the quantum family. Heck yeah. Okay. Spank hearts, hit likes, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Spank hearts. You heard it here on the Quantum Show. Spank the hearts. But yeah, that was all this week. And I'm still a little bit overwhelmed from all of it. But you know what? I'm up to it. And I was having a conversation about why does a guy's now complete total disclosure, right? The surgery I'm going to have is prostate enucleation. Okay. Google it if you want. I'm not going to leave a link. Okay. But that's what I'm going to have. And someone asked me, well, why does it happen to some guys and not others? Why does that even happen? And well, there's no logical answer because medically they don't know. But I know, baby, my pipes just couldn't hold my mojo. That's why. There you go. See, the pipes just couldn't hold all that mojo. And now I've got to get them fixed because I'm over mojoed. That's why. That's exactly why. And you can tell everyone, yell it from the rooftops, die on that hill. I will. So yeah, you can see I'm in a pretty good mood, right? I'm in a pretty good mood. Yeah, the pipes couldn't hold them. My pipes just couldn't hold my mojo, baby. Yeah. So, being in a pretty good mood. Oh, by the way, also follow up to the medical stuff. Um, I got a phone call, right? My main provider is on vacation, of course. She's not meant to be here for me this time. And because I'm in charge, whatever. But her office called. One of the nurses called and said, I stopped taking my medicine for blood sugar called pioglitazone. Here's why. They're over there now. I'm doing the herbal route. It seems to be working. Yeah, I've been cheating on the carbs, but whatever. I live a pretty active lifestyle. How many lay around slobs do you know go explore cemeteries, fell down trees and stuff, right? So I'm doing the herbal, and they said, well, you need to take your medicine. Even the anesthesiologist said, you need to take your medicine. I'm like, it has a risk. It has a known side effect of bladder cancer. No, thank you. I'm not going to do that. Right. And I believe it was Tim and Sarah that told me that it causes, what was it? It was internal, and it was necrosis of the testicles. Oh, no, 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 no. Not going to have none of that. Right. Not going to have none of that. Oh, well, that doesn't sound too bad, but bladder cancer, that sounds pretty bad. And I don't like the mindset that these doctors have. We will fix this in spite of the side effects. Pioglitazone has all these side effects. It has a bunch of side effects, including bladder cancer. I've already got this going on. I don't need to pile stuff on top of it. You crazy? Come on. I'm not going to do that. And internal necrosis. I'm like, no, I don't know. What are you, crazy? Here, let's cut off your foot because you have a thing in your knee. What? No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, rash, cancerous rash. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. And they don't understand why. I'm like, because I'm not stupid. First of all, they treat me like I'm stupid. Yeah, I am. You're absolutely right, Amanda. Every time I go by someone else's recommendation, someone else's instructions, someone else's whatever, it always messes up. And I'm angry at myself for following someone else's thing. But when I do it myself, first, I got manifestation on my side. I only have myself to blame if it doesn't work out. It's only me. I'm a bad yes man. I'm very bad at being yes man. And because, well, yeah, that's another thing that can go wrong. But no, polyps are something else. That happens in the large intestine. Hey, Raven, welcome back to the show. And yeah, I'm actually getting ready to wrap things up because it's been the hour. And well, yeah, it's been the hour. So it's been a heck of a show. That was that mushroom coffee, but I went over the spirit guide intervention, talked about the medicine, talked about the work opportunity. By the way, Raven, I'm going to Fort Worth next week. The week is already set up. Not next week, coming up like after tomorrow, in one more week. June 23rd. June 23rd. So I am going to go over there. It's going to be Quantum Show, Dallas. probably 2 shows, but I don't know yet. Probably maybe 1, maybe 2 shorts, whatever. I'm gonna find some weird stuff. You know me. Always, I look for the weird, and the weird looks for me. So I'm gonna cooperate. Talked about no memes action figures. Hell yeah, they were awesome. And by the way, right as the day she called me, the day she texted me, right? I was getting coffee and I ran out of creamer, and I remembered it's so coincidental, it's not a coincidence. What I did was I went and I realized I left this bottle of creamer at work. So I texted my manager, that's the her, hey, I left creamer in the fridge. Go ahead and use it. It won't keep it. It stays too warm in there for it to keep right. And then she texted me later. And when I called her, you know what? She said, you know what? Right when you texted me, you popped into my head. I was thinking about you right when you texted me. I'm like, it happens to you too, huh? Yeah, it happens to her too. She's quantum, but she doesn't know it. So, yeah, that was another little thing. We have a mental contact going. She will pop in my head as she's texting me. It's cool. And okay, went over the med, went over the action figures, went over signs, the moth, spirit guide intervention. Okay. And yeah, I think I covered everything. So, alrighty then. That's been a heck of a week. I didn't get no car fixed. I'm starting to line it up for next week. Red car needs a rack and pinion steering. I'll do it. I'll get it. I'll get it put in. I don't care. My cars are going to last me. So I'm arranging for that to be done, right? Because I am not up to it, honestly. Even a friend of mine who has a lift, he lives out of town, about an hour and a half out of town. He built his own dream shop. His house is as big as my room. His shop is as big as 2 houses. He loves it. He wouldn't have it no other way. Yeah, his shop is like 4 times the size of his house. Easy. So, anyway, okay, everybody. That has been the Quantum Show solo, when the pieces tend to fall into place. Things happen. Stay with it. If you're put into a place to do good, do good. Don't give up. Don't let the bad stuff weigh you down, because you're working through it. You're not given too much to where you can't pull through. You can pull through, okay? Because you have something to do. If you're not dead, if it don't kill you, you've got something better to do. You just haven't arrived yet. You're on your way. Thanks, everybody. Please like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. Shout out to every link in the description. They are certified 100% quantum. And yeah, we'll be back in just a little while. And in the panel, it'd be 20, 30 minutes, give or take, right? You know how it is. You know, that's the way it is. So keep it quantum. I got to push them buttons because it's time for, yeah. You know, that's a procedure now, right? For me, anyway. But I'm going to do it. Keeping it quantum. I got to find them pushing buttons. Back in just a little while. Thank you, everybody. Keeping it quantum. Pushing buttons.